Today's WNEM TV5 Evening Extra is brought to you by the Law Office of Carol Thomas.
This year, I think we've been out 5 or 6 rescues. We've actually been on. Get how great it is to go out ice fishing and be out on the bay and snowmobiling. Well, I'd really like to encourage people to start thinking like taking backpacks, like a waterproof backpack or something for flares.
The Bay County Sheriff's Office advising anglers to prepare when heading out on the ice because any potential rescue might take longer. Welcome to TV5 Evening Extra. He says the Coast Guard has taken all of its airboats out of service over catastrophic engine failures.
That means one less option when help is needed. But anglers tell TV5's James Felton when they go out on the ice, they do so with a fair amount of caution.
That's not good.
Ice fisherman Bob Harris reacting to the news that the U.S. Coast Guard's airboat is out of service. That means one less option for anyone out on the ice that needs to be rescued. Harris tells me that makes it even more important to be safe.
Watch the cracks, watch the ice. Don't go by yourself. Make sure your equipment's in good shape.
Harris is ice fishing on the Saginaw Bay with his friends Russ Allen and Mike Henderson.
We take all the safety equipment, you know, the boards to get back across the cracks, and we kind of have a real plan on where we're going and have used the trail before.
Our TV5 First Alert weather forecast is calling for daytime temperatures to be above freezing well into next week. Henderson knows that and offers this safety tip.
Stay away from the river mouths. Wide berth from the river mouths. They'll be the thinnest and the spookiest.
Allen tells me that everyone on the ice needs to look out for each other.
Don't ever leave a fellow fisherman out there stranded, which a few guys have done this year, but it's against the rules of the ice and the water.
And she says it's paramount that someone on shore is aware of your plans.
If you're out on the bay, make sure somebody knows that if you're not in a certain time, they can get prepared to get a rescue going.
For his part, Harris tells me when you put safety first, there's plenty of enjoyment that follows.
You're fishing by yourself in your shanty, you know, trying to figure out what it takes, what lures. It's just fun. It's fun. Something to do in the wintertime.
James Felton, WNEM TV5.
The Coast Guard tells us it's still responding to incidents in the Saginaw Bay area via their helicopters in Traverse City and Detroit. The airboat used by the Bay County Sheriff's Office is still operating, and the Bay City Department of Public Safety is testing a new feature on one of its drones to drop a flotation device to someone in the water. A sad update to the deadly shooting of a pregnant woman in Flint this week. The baby that initially survived the shooting has also died. The shooting happened Tuesday night on Browning Avenue near Hemp Hill in South Saginaw. Police say 34-year-old Ashley Williams was shot multiple times. Her baby was delivered but died at a hospital hours later. No arrests have been made, but investigators believe Williams knew her shooter. Anyone with information is asked to call Flint police.
Flint police asking for your help in finding a man who's been missing since August of last year. 66-year-old Richard Holden was last seen at his home on the 1100 block of Lockhead Avenue in Flint. Anyone with information is encouraged to call Officer Hewley at the number you see on your screen, or you can call 911.
Two men facing serious charges after a drug bust during a traffic stop. State police say it happened early Tuesday morning on I-75 in Roscommon County's Richland Township. Troopers found about 127 grams of suspected meth, drug paraphernalia, and 5 rounds of ammo. The 37-year-old driver and 58-year-old passenger, both from Ishpeming, have been charged with delivery and manufacture of a controlled substance. The driver is also charged with possession of ammo by a prohibited person.
Hey, the weekend is finally here. Your Friday night should be pretty nice, and the weekend that follows also rather pleasant for mid-February. Of course, as the weekend warms up, we'll have to keep an eye on things like the ice for many who are taking advantage of ice fishing this season, which has been a pretty good season so far. But as we warm up even more, and especially as we get that sun this weekend, more safety, of course, will be needed. Winds, thankfully, pretty light both Saturday and Sunday, and we're not expecting the wind chill to be a major factor. Temperatures tonight mostly in the 30s still, but a few 40s trying to hold on. Owasso and Flint both still in the low 40s. Mount Pleasant likely at least close to 40. Our temperatures compared to 24 hours ago, roughly about 10 to 20 degrees warmer than this time last night. So a pretty big change to the air mass, and most of our wind chills are in the 20s and 30s at this hour. Sustained winds southwesterly between 10 and 20. Those will come down quite a bit later on tonight, and again will remain light through the weekend. A look outside at downtown Saginaw shows dry streets, and it seems like that will be the case for just about everybody tonight. There is some snow showing up on radar this evening. Not much of it has actually reached the surface. If it is likely very light, so I wouldn't expect it to cause any issues out on the roads. Your forecast the next 12 hours shows temps dropping off to the 20s later tonight with a few teens mixed in. Your forecast for the weekend and next week coming up.
Now therefore I, Christopher R. Gerard, the mayor of Bay City, do hereby proclaim Friday, February 13th, 2026 is Vera Gobeski Day.
103-year-old Vera Gobeski honored with the Rosie the Riveter Congressional Gold Medal. She was among the many women who stepped up during World War II to do critical production work. Gobeski worked at the Dow Chemical Foundry in Bay City, making magnesium bricks used to make parts for military aircraft. Those who helped coordinate the award say it's important to highlight women's role in World War II.
It is immensely incredible that these women are still around and are happy to share their stories.
It's great to be recognized because usually you don't get recognized.
Michigan Rosies is an all-volunteer nonprofit dedicated to honoring the women of World War II. Next month, the state will mark Rosie the Riveter Day with a ceremony at the Capital Region Airport in Lansing to celebrate women in manufacturing and the World War II Rosies who opened the door for them.
Reviving Sanford Lake while restoring an annual tradition. Earlier this month, the Four Lakes Task Force said the Sanford Dam is considered complete and pending inspections will be refilled starting April 15th. The Sanford Lake Association wants to raise at least $20,000 for a fireworks show. The celebration will be at the Community of Christ Campground on July 4th. For more information and to donate, head to our hot links section on WNEM.com. A Branch County man has been charged for threatening Michigan lawmakers at the state capitol. 50-year-old Gabriel Hetrick was officially charged last week on 1 count of making a terroristic threat and 1 count of malicious use of a telecommunications service. Both are felonies. Prosecutors say back in September, Hetrick called the Capitol asking about a tour. During that call, prosecutors say he stated he was going to start hunting Republicans.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer will deliver her final State of the State address this month. She says her proposals will include policies to lower costs, invest in education, and more. Her final State of the State address is Wednesday, February 25th at 7.
Governor Whitmer is in Germany today on an investment mission. During the trip, the governor's office announced a partnership with the German company Rank Group, which manufactures transmissions, gear units, engines, and other vehicle components, with an investment of $170 million in the state by 2030. Whitmer says the move is expected to create around 300 jobs in Michigan. Rank Group's 2 subsidiaries in Michigan currently employ more than 540 workers in their plants in Muskegon, Sterling Heights, and Roseville.
Today marks 3 years since the deadly shooting at Michigan State University that claimed the lives of 3 students.
Oh my God, that was probably the worst night of my life. It was awful.
I had a night class over in Erickson Hall, and thankfully it finished about 2 hours beforehand, so I was on my way home when I started getting the texts and the alerts from the university.
Classes were canceled today as the community held a day of service to honor those impacted. In 2023, Ariel Anderson, Brian Frazier, and Alexandria Verner were killed. 5 others injured when a shooter opened fire on campus. Ceremonies today include bell ringing, community art projects, and the lighting of buildings at dusk. Students on campus say they're going to check in on their friends and loved ones who they were with that night.
Everybody had a really different experience that night, and it still lingers, so it's great that we have this day even a couple years later to remember, but that stuff doesn't really go away.
Being around people that felt the same way, it just gives you an extra sense of community and love that I think is necessary.
A memorial honoring the 3 students killed is expected to be finished this fall.
Horsepower on display for the love of cars.
The city of Flint is revving up for the 11th annual Chrome and Ice Show. The vehicle showcase to kick off the Back to the Bricks tour.
A grand reopening for Saginaw's Court Street Theater. The celebration concert planned for tonight and tomorrow still ahead. In recent years, deadly drug overdoses have fallen, which could be in part to life-saving medication like Narcan. Now in Flint, the city is expanding access to that medicine. TV5's James Felton shares how city officials believe there is now a greater opportunity to save lives.
The city of Flint, we lost 658 people over recent years to overdose. We could not overcome it. But now, each and every day, everybody has an opportunity to pour in and saving lives.
Flint Mayor Sheldon Neely says there are at least 2 emergency calls for a drug overdose every day in the vehicle city. He tells us as part of the city's ongoing effort to combat opioid addiction, Flint has partnered with local organizations to have Narcan kiosks installed at locations across the city to ensure anyone who may need it can obtain it quickly and easily.
These are the distribution units that we're going to be using for this. And Mrs. Ward, there we go. They're here, and people can come free of charge, take one of these boxes, take it home, make sure they are trained properly to be able to use these. And if a person is incapacitated or engaged with an overdose, this can actually save their lives.
Flint's public health manager, Shebra Ward, provided details on how to be trained to administer Narcan.
Let's say you take a Narcan from the kiosk. On the side there is a QR code. You can scan it. It gives you instructions. There's messaging all on it as well as on the box. What we've also done is we've partnered with the Genesee County Prevention Coalition, and if you reach out to us, they can also set up a training at your local church, community center, or wherever it may be.
Neely says you never know when you may need Narcan. It could be the difference between life and death.
Narcan kits are available. Training is available. Being able to save lives is an opportunity that we all can share.
James Felton, WNEM TV5.
The medication is available at no cost with no questions asked. You can find the 6 Narcan kiosks across Genesee County at the Clio Road Service Center, the Mays Community and Senior Center, Flint City Hall, on West Home Avenue, Guiding Light Community Church, and the McKinley Community Center.
Some hot rods heating up the winter season with the 11th annual Chrome and Ice Car Show, kicking off the Back to the Bricks tour at Flint's Dordt Financial Center. The theme this year is for the love of cars, but for one woman, she says for her, this is for the love of family.
This is kind of what our dad did for a living, so it's kind of just his little legacy. Father's car, it's a memorial car, so they kind of asked us to come, and then we brought a couple additional vehicles with us as well.
The 3-day show features a collection of all sorts of cars and trucks and a featured display on the ice. The show runs until 8 tonight. Doors open again tomorrow from 10 to 6, Sunday from 10 to 3, and you can find more information in the hot links section on WNEM.com.
The Saginaw Choral Society is celebrating the grand reopening of the Court Street Theater with a Valentine's Day weekend concert. The show is called Jukebox One-Hit Wonders, the Musical Misfits. It will feature songs from the 1960s and 70s that once topped the charts. Performances start tonight at 7 and continue tomorrow afternoon at 3. For tickets, go to the hot links section of WNEM.com.
In the weekend, finally here in mid-Michigan, and it looks like a pretty nice weekend. A little bit warmer than winter lovers might like, but at least it's a nice change of pace. And it does seem like we'll at least get some more ice days out of this for those who are out on the ice. And we've still got a little snowpack left to go, but definitely need more safety, of course, as we go further into the weekend and next week. And things have already started changing out on the Great Lakes, so continue to use caution. Light variable winds on Saturday and only about 5 to 10 miles per hour on Sunday. A look outside tonight shows that we're also pretty quiet in downtown Saginaw. There's been a weak disturbance moving through that's led to a little extra clouds, but beyond that, doesn't seem like it's anything noteworthy. Your lows will eventually fall to the upper teens to low and mid-20s tonight, and then tomorrow for your Saturdays, we kick off the weekend mostly middle and upper 30s, low 40s across some of our southerly zones, and I do think maybe a few 40s sneak into the Tri-Cities and Bay region as well. Ice coverage around 47.1%, so we've actually gained a little bit of ice coverage, but keep in mind these percentages are usually the day after. It's from the previous day, so that number may have fluctuated today. And I think overall, going into next week, of course, it will trend downward with the warmer temperatures. But again, everything is still put together at least reasonably well on the Saginaw Bay. And so I still think we've got some time to enjoy that. Your temperature outlook shows that the last third of the month is still leaning towards above average temperatures, but not quite as much. So I do think towards the end of the month and also into the early parts parts of March, things may go undergo a pattern flip, so we'll be watching that pretty closely as we go through tonight. There's a bit of snow showing up on radar, not much of that actually reaching the ground, and it looks like that cloud cover that's currently overhead, at least parts of the area, is on borrowed time also. We're clear through the first half of tonight. I think we eventually get some cloud cover into the mix for tomorrow, expecting plenty of sunshine from time to time, so not really anticipating any wet weather or cloud cover that's going to stick around a good chunk of the day. Do think clouds will be around for early Sunday also, but clear out pretty quickly towards late morning and early afternoon. Hour by hour forecast into next week shows what we are keeping tabs on towards the middle of next week. There is a system that's likely coming through on Wednesday. We feel pretty good about the likelihood of rain and snow, at least in the Great Lakes region. I think the question is, where is the rain and snow line going to be, and is there going to be any mixed precipitation involved too? That will be determined by how far north or how far south that system goes, and at this point in time, there's really just no clear signal for that. So all we can tell you is that there's a possibility of all three, but there is a high likelihood that we see something. Your forecast for the next 7 days shows the warmer temperatures on the front end of next week, cooling off a bit by the end of the week.
Still unfolding the search for a Bay County woman who's been missing for almost 2 months. State police say 36-year-old Candy Clem was last seen in the Pinconning area on December 18th. She's 5 feet tall with brown hair, hazel eyes, and glasses. If you've seen her or know where she is, call state police.
Classes and other instruction at a driving school in Mount Morris Township have been halted after the Department of State suspended its operations. The department accuses On the Move Driving School of breaking the law by allowing people without the proper certifications to provide driver education, while also keeping inaccurate records and not providing the required classroom and behind-the-wheel instruction. The department says the suspension is an emergency action to protect the public while the investigation continues.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. What?
A surprise for a Davison High School student aspiring to become a sports journalist. Brooke Lane was given a $750 scholarship from the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
She was one of 2 recipients handpicked by broadcast professionals across the state to receive the award. They believe in Lane and her pursuit in broadcasting. As you saw, she was pretty shocked when she was presented with her big check today at school.
I didn't even get notifications or anything. I was expecting notification of like that I didn't get the scholarship, or I did, not a whole camera crew showing up into the DTV studio.
Lane will continue her education at Central Michigan University as she works toward her ultimate goal of working for the NFL.
He's going to be in class where he should be, and I'm glad my son's last day is May 20th.
All new tonight, Howell High School students planning a walkout against ICE enforcement. But not everyone is on board. The divide in the community on the news at 10 on the Great Lakes Sports and Entertainment Network.
Then on TV5 News at 11, the cost of celebrating Valentine's Day. Is it bloom or bust? What a Mid-Michigan flower shop is seeing.
Also at 11, we have Fast Break Friday with highlights from high school basketball from across Mid-Michigan.
And if you want to hear more about the weather, head on over to our digital live stream at 9 o'clock tonight. You can join that stream at WNEM.com, on the TV5 YouTube and Facebook pages, on our Roku and Fire Stick channels, and on the TV5 News app. Thanks for watching WNEM Evening Extra. Of course, keep up with us as the news breaks online, on our app, or on social media.
We'll see you at 11.